Thank God it's Friday. What a week it has been. So this week we've been talking about kindness, love in action. And we saw that in the story of the Good Samaritan, where here he is, a foreigner. He sees a need, he steps in, and he's generous, and he doesn't care about what's going to happen to him. He's more worried about, well, if I don't do something, what's going to happen to him? Titus chapter 3 verse 5 tells us that Jesus is the kindness of God. And so kindness is very important in the kingdom of God. In fact, in Matthew chapter 25, on the last week of Jesus' life, Jesus told a parable describing the kingdom of God and what's going to happen when he comes on Judgment Day. He said that the people will be divided in two groups, the sheep and the goats. And so I want to read to you what Jesus said to his disciples on that Wednesday of his last week. And I'm reading again from the Word on the Street version. He says, I will say to the sheep, you are in God's good books. Come forward, collect what's been waiting for you since before I made the planets. All this cause I feel I owe you. When I was starving, you made me meals. When I was thirsty, you poured me a drink. I was a loner in the corner. You opened out the circle and brought me in. When my clothes weren't up to the job, you went through your closet for me. And when my health was bad, you nursed me back to strength. I was in my prison cell, and you swallowed your pride and made the visiting hours. And those who have done the right thing scratch their heads and ask, when? When did we make you meals, or pour you a drink, or bring you into the circle, or give you new clothes, or nurse you, or visit you? And Jesus says, truth is, every good thing you have done for the lowest of the low, my brothers and sisters, it's like you did it to me. And so the goats on the left will get the opposite treatment. He said, get out of my sight. You're in the biggest hole you could imagine, and the hole's on fire, heating up for Satan's and his cronies later, because I was starving. And you moaned about me being overweight. I was thirsty, and you complained about the cheap wine being served. I was a loner, and you laughed at me and told me to get a life. I was freezing cold, and you told me to jump up and down. I was ill, and you told me to snap out of it. I was locked up, and you would have told me I deserved it, but you couldn't even bother to make the trip to rub my nose on it. Whoa, hang on there, said the goats. We wouldn't be like that to you. With someone like you, we would be thoughtful, sensitive, inclusive, generous, caring. With someone like you, we would never make you feel forgotten. And Jesus said, I'll say, the truth is, the lowest of the low is someone like me. So whatever you didn't do for them, you didn't do for me. And here's the thing on this Friday. On that day when God brings us before his judgment throne, yeah, there will be many that love God. There'll be many that sang the songs. There'll be many that went to church every time the door was open. There will be many that were generous with their money and their offerings and their tithes. But God's like, okay, hold on a minute. There's a second part. Did you love your neighbor? Were you kind to the people around you? And this is the challenge and invitation that I have been speaking about all week. Please. Let's show some love. Let's show some kindness to the world around us. Jesus is depending on it. Because right now, as we saw this week, the first week of June, this world is a hot mess. And God is calling for us, the Samaritans of the world, those of us who are Christians, those of us who understand the gospel. He says, I need you to open your eyes, to step into the situation. Love your neighbor as I have loved you. And so today, on this Friday, be kind to someone. Be kind to someone that doesn't look like you. Go out of your way today, this Friday, and be kind. And that's my thought as I sit on my yellow chair. God bless you.